Okay, I'd like to call the Newberry Township Planning Commission meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, first item on the agenda, the approval of the minutes from April 14, 2025. Is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion that we approve the minutes for the last meeting.
Okay, Ed, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I don't believe there's any old business, new business. We have one plan on the agenda tonight. It's going to be lots 1 and 3, Yoakum Town Road, final minor subdivision. And but the way it's going to work is we're going to have the engineer speak first, and Bill Rudy, our engineer, and then Tom, our attorney, if he's has any input, and anybody from the public, if they have any comments. And then Planning Commission members will ask the questions. Okay, Mr. Hoover.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good evening. My name is Chris Hoover with Hoover Engineering, and accompanying me is Alex Mowry, who is kind of an applicant to this plan. He is actually going to be hopefully the future property owner of what we're showing as lot number 3. This is a 2-lot subdivision of an approximately 50-acre farm out on Yoakum Town Road. It's kind of in the 900 block of Yoakum Town Road, kind of across the street from our catty corner, kind of the old Leon Whittemeyer site, if you're familiar with that part of the township. We had actually done a subdivision of this same property probably 10, 12 years ago, and created what's shown as lot number 2, which Mr. Mowry's father purchased, and that's where they've been living. So Alex purchasing lot number 3 kind of keeps family close, and also keeps the agricultural use of the property somewhat intact. So the intent of our subdivision is to create lot 2, which consists of about 12 acres, in order, obviously, of course, to keep it in a mini farmette and clean and green kind of status. Soils testing was completed on this particular lot that provided primary replacement, as well as testing was done on the residual tract as required by your ordinance. So we have met that requirement. There were some wetlands that were identified as part of the original subdivision plan, and those have been shown and illustrated on the plan. We've explored both of the possible driveway locations, both for lot 1 and lot 3, just to make sure that they would meet PennDOT criteria if and when they would ever be permitted, and they do meet acceptable site distances. Just trying to think if there's anything else. This is pretty similar to the last couple of subdivisions I've been in front of you for, kind of really low impact, 1 single family residential lot being created. The remainder of the farm, lot number 1, will probably stay as agricultural use. It was bought by, it's actually a very cool story. It was bought by 3 generations of a family from Lancaster County.
Yeah.
And they're going to keep it in agricultural use. So there's no plans to further subdivide or anything at that point. So we did attend the workshop meeting. Had some few cleanup comments to do, which I think we've accomplished. And there's still one note that Bill wants us to put on the plan, which we have no problem with, but we're here to answer any questions.
Okay, Bill.
So you should have my memo from June 2nd. That's most current. Kind of 4 administrative items. One of them being the waiver request. There are 3 waivers: stormwater management, beginning evaluation, and site concept plan. As in the past, the stormwater management is we have a note on the plan that states that at the time of building permit being submitted, that at that time stormwater would be submitted into the township for review. Then you mentioned the conditional note, and that's really it.
Okay, Tom.
I don't have any comments on it. Yeah.
Any members of the Public want to come up and ask any questions? If so, state your name and address. Okay, seeing none. Have questions come from the Planning Commission members?
Yes, I have a question for you, Chris. On the Appendix 6, which is the application for the consolidation, item number 2 is a project location. I think that's just a typo. You put down 425 Yoakumtown Road.
You weren't supposed to see that.
Yeah, well, aha, got you again.
That was an early draft that was amended. Alex actually caught that and pointed out to me that again, because we just did the project for Yoast just down the road, I stole that one, of course, and that carried through.
Copy
My
and
apologies.
paste. I got you.
There
Copy and
was a corrected application that did come out
Okay.
later, but obviously didn't get forwarded.
No, I did not get that. Okay.
So what is the correct address then?
It doesn't have an address because it doesn't have any, the house where the Maoris live now has an address, of course, because it came off a farm.
Sure.
Because there's no dwelling there, it does not have an address. So that's why the plan is entitled the way it is. We're not really subdividing a property that has an address at this point. Most municipalities don't assign it until the time of building permit. Some do at the time of subdivision.
In this case, when there's not an address assigned by the county as far as in the plat books, is that what they use, just a parcel number as far as the address and that sort of
Yeah,
thing?
that's usually the only thing we can use is parcel IDs.
Okay.
Or sometimes you see in some plans where they use a deed reference or something like that, because that identifies the property specifically. But like I say, in this particular case, for example, Fairview doesn't assign addresses until they come in for building permits. But then other townships assign when the plan gets recorded and the UDI gets generated. So I assume Newberry probably does it at the time of building permit, so.
Okay. I got the answers on everything else.
You got Appendix 7, but Appendix 7. That was the example.
Yeah, when, excuse me, we were looking at on the Appendix 7, the specific sections where you listed the submission of the stormwater plan waiver, and we realized that the code number most everybody uses is the 344-37, but when you actually look it up, it says everything is covered under 332 stormwater management. So they've revised that and just changed that number. So that's just I talked it over with Bill, and that's just an administrative error. It still applies, same thing is there, and you were right in the 344, but there is a new number that actually covers stormwater management now, 332.
The 344-37 is actually the Saldo ordinance requirement that lists that, meeting that requirement.
And that one has been amended completely to Section 332. Yes. Yes, it has. Bill and I looked at it.
Make note of that.
Well, we just confirmed it together because I stumbled into it as I was looking at it, and that was amended a few years ago whenever they went through and did that. But I realized that's what everybody's used to using,
Good catch.
and it works. I just,
Yeah,
like I said, I found.
344 in the code references,
It does, yes. It does reference 332.
That's all I found, Chris, was just that was a.
No, I have no problem in correcting that. I mean, it's interesting when you get into some of these
Yes.
sections and things like that, and how
Yes.
many levels down you can go.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So, no, we would be glad to make that amendment.
So that, for future references, we'll see you again.
Trust me, we're like old dogs. We do learn. So, you guys keep beating on me. I'll get it right.
All right, Chris, appreciate it.
I'm just waiting for Dave to go at me.
Yeah, well, he's next then.
He's
That's all I
ready.
have then.
Okay. Does anybody else have any other questions? Okay. Oh, Mr. Hoover, note 2A, general survey was performed by your company, September 2007. Would a recent survey have to be done?
Yes.
Okay, and when will that occur?
What did it? Give back the plan, Bill. What did my notes say? Didn't I say we updated that too?
What note was it?
2, he said.
Two, 2A, note on the plan.
Yeah, so the perimeter was done, but the thing that's been updated, so the perimeters don't change.
Right.
The topographic information changes, so that's what was updated. So things such as any new constructions or developments that happened on the site since we did the 2007, obviously soils testing, perks and probes, things like that, that was done. So you can see we actually, did I say I updated that? I said it was done in September.
Yeah, I read September
Yeah,
of
I actually
07.
don't have an update. This says 2007, so.
Let me say updated. Again, we did update it because we updated the topographic information. That was just done probably April or May of this year. So I'll amend note number 3 to include that update.
Okay. All right, so note number 3, and then, okay, the perimeter permit. Yeah, note 2 references the perimeter out. Oops. Like, yeah, Mr. Hoover said, so that's the outer boundaries, but
Yeah,
I was asking more specifically inside.
Yeah, we wouldn't do a perimeter survey again since we did it in '07. That didn't change. But the topographic stuff, we always try to upgrade and update. I just figured to put that note on there when I was typing.
Okay, and note number 4 says, wetlands as shown and the established protection easement is based upon the recommended subdivision by reference in general note 3C. Where is general note 3C?
Good question, Dave.
See, they're all numbered 1 to 29, but there's no 3C.
How about if we would change that note to say 2C?
That would say, record a subdivision plan entitled Final Plan for 995 Yokotown Road, recording plan 3C.
What it's doing is it's referencing the prior subdivision plan where the wetlands were done. It's referencing note 2C. Typo on my part. I will take
Okay, so note 4 will be,
yeah, we'll change.
at the end of that sentence, they're going to change the note
Yeah,
2C?
We're going to
Okay,
change where it says note 3C, and we'll change that to say note 2C.
okay, good.
Yep.
Note
Dave,
2C.
I should just hire you to go through my plans before I submit. There'd be so
Well.
much cleaner coming in.
Okay. There'd be a conflict of interest, so that's okay. Number 16, no building permit will be issued until Newberry verifies the adequate site distance and road safety. How will this be accomplished? Note number 16.
Well, this is a PennDOT driveway,
Okay.
but this is a kind of a standard note that we carry through in all the plans. So there's really not a lot of responsibility on the township to verify it, other than verify that PennDOT permit was properly obtained and site distances were properly met at that time. So that's probably what will be determined as far as, yes, the permit was properly issued. It's not like where you get a permit on a township road where they may send out one of the township folks to check site distances and drainage and things like that.
Oh, yeah, you have to be,
Someone is going to verify that that permit was issued and properly done prior to
Okay.
building permit.
yeah, because you need a traffic engineer to do that.
To do what?
To do site distance, road safety.
Nah,
No?
anybody can do it.
I guess just the way it's worded. Okay, no building permit shall be issued until they verify the adequate site distance.
Yeah, I
Okay.
came out of a book. That wasn't my book.
Let's see, number 18, this might be a typo. What it states is the developer shall contribute a fee in lieu or providing recreational land if required by the township. So it's got to be one or the other. It has to be a land or a fee, so what is it?
How about if it says developer should contribute a fee in lieu of providing recreational land if required by Newberry Township?
That's what I thought you meant, but, so note number 18, going to change or to of. No, that's a big deal, because the way it's written, it's going to be one, it has to be one or the other, but it's just, I kind of figured you mentioned it, so that's going to be of. That's number 18.
Spell check doesn't catch that.
Yeah, but Dave checked.
Dave check caught it.
Caught it, yeah.
Hoover check should have caught it, but he didn't read his notes.
And, okay, so you said the applicant's name is Alex Mowry, and that's,
Yes.
you're staying,
Yes.
okay.
Gentleman sitting right beside me. He works for the township.
And there's, oh, okay. And there's 3 Martin brothers?
Yeah,
Or what is the family? It's,
Well, they're actually not brothers.
Not oh, okay.
They're 3 generational. Grandfather, father, and son.
Is that what, so you have Josh, Glenn, and Sean?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can,
Joel, Glenn, and Sean.
yes, it's Joel, Glenn, and Sean.
Joel?
Yeah, it should be Joel.
Yes.
I have Joel, don't I?
It's Joel, yeah.
Yeah, I've got Joel and everything.
Oh, okay, all right. So it's 3 generations.
Ah, Hoover catching Dave.
Okay. That's one.
Yeah, well, he's going to beat me. There's no doubt about it.
And which lot did you say, you said it before, but I kind of missed it. Which lot will remain agricultural?
Well, the residual tract, lot number 1, the remaining ground will stay in agricultural. Alex is going to build on 12. He's actually going to build in the agricultural part of 12. You can see there's an area kind of where the drainage channel kind of divides agricultural versus wooded area. So the proposed home site is going to be in that wooded area, kind of closer to Yoakum Town Road than on the back agricultural open area.
So I guess one lot's gonna be agriculture, and the other lot is gonna put a house on? Is that the?
Well, put a house on and probably have agricultural as well. I
Right,
think.
or, well, sure, would you?
Yeah.
Yeah, build a house on the, yeah, of course, it
Yeah,
makes
on-
sense.
Yeah, and this entire area was farmed.
Right.
Even the wooded area.
Yeah.
Until they decided it didn't make sense and profitable because of wetness and other difficulties there, so they let it grow up into the trees. So, but even though it's wooded, it's not, mature, old trees. It's scrubby locust and stuff that takes over when you stop farming. So,
Sure. And then Bill's memo brought up about the cemetery.
Yep.
His note is a general note, this from Bill Rody, our engineer. Will lots 1 and 3 have access to the private road to the cemetery? If not, provide a statement on the plan noting they do not have access. But it's already on there. It's,
So what it is, that's Fetro Cemetery, if I remember correctly, right?
right,
And as you can see, the ownership of the driveway that goes to the cemetery is actually fee simple ownership to the cemetery itself. So it actually divides this farm in half, kind of a de facto subdivision, just by the
Yes.
creation of the property line. But the farm does not have access to the cemetery driveway. And I have no problem in adding that note that neither lot 1 or lot 3 shall access that until necessary agreements and things like that are established. I'm not going to put a blank note on saying they can't have access to it, because they can always negotiate access
Sure.
if they want to.
right.
But it's just to put on a buyer beware kind of notice on saying that they don't automatically have access.
Yeah, so I was wondering about that too. They said if the plan's approved, will the private road be part of each lot, or it's like separate, like, almost like an easement, or how do you make it
Where the
legal?
driveway is?
To the cemetery, how do you, because it's not part of either lot at this time, correct?
Correct.
But it does say in the plans that the center line of the driveway is the boundary between the 2 lots, right now. So,
No, it shouldn't say that.
I think it does say that. I thought I read that. Does anybody, I thought I read that.
I don't remember writing that. I mean, that's not the case. I mean, there's a defined width and dimensions to that driveway.
I thought I read it somewhere.
It's not an easement, it's actually a fee simple ownership.
Can you define what that means, fee simple
Fee
ownership?
simple. You own it. You bought it. It's under your name.
Okay.
You gave somebody money for it.
Oh, okay, all right.
You gave somebody.
So somebody owns it, okay.
You gave something in exchange for it, maybe not money.
Something, right, okay. Did you say anything yet about the cemetery? I thought I read somewhere.
Yeah, I don't remember that note, Dave, but I'm not
No?
saying I didn't do it.
Okay, I might have missed it. Where's it going?
I missed the,
Or maybe that was what I was thinking.
yeah, what he said, he'll make that so that
Okay.
So, Chris, you're just going to reword that so that the lot 1 and 3 will not have access,
Yeah, we'll have to add.
direct access, will have, however you want to
Yeah,
word
we'll
that.
have to add a note that says that, the lot number 1 may not access that driveway to Fetro Cemetery unless the necessary legal agreements are enacted, or rights-of-way agreements, or those kinds of things. I can even extend that to say those agreements, once prepared, have to be reviewed by the township, even though technically they don't. But I don't have a problem putting
Okay.
that in there, because I know Alex isn't going to access it at this point, so.
Do you have anything to add, Tom? Anything additional? Or?
I mean, if you wanted to require them to review it by the township, I don't really see why that would, I don't see a huge point in that, but it's up to you guys.
Okay. Is there anything else you have, they could add to, other questions, or?
No, I mean, like he's saying, I mean, about the fee simple, like they just own it. I mean, I think that was a question, but he seemed like he cleared that up.
Sure.
I mean, it's just a legal term, really.
Okay. Anybody else? Bill, anything to add?
No, I think we've covered it.
Okay, good. Jeff, you have any questions?
No, sir.
Jim?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm
Ed?
done.
All right. Okay, so we had the plan in front of us. There's also 3 waivers. The first one is subdivision 344-37, submission of stormwater plan. This is what we discussed earlier. The number got amended, but it's basically the same plan. Is there a motion to approve that waiver?
I'll make a motion to approve the waiver 344-37, also known as 332, submission of stormwater plan and report.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Ed, second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Next one is 344-20J10, woodland evaluation. Is there any, somebody make a motion on that?
I'll make a motion that we recommend approval of the waiver of 344-20J10, submission of woodland evaluation.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, Jeff. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Last waiver is 344-20 site context map. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve 344-20.E, provide site context map.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Ed? Okay, any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? One thing before we approve the plan, I forgot to ask this. When does the 90-day review period start?
When does it start?
Yes, like what was
You
the
want
first?
the MPC definition of it?
Yes. Municipalities.
So-
I'll let
And-
the
and
attorney,
this-
I'll let the attorney do that.
I believe it would have started their submission. I don't know what the date was for this particular project.
So essentially, the MPC says that the 90-day clock starts 30 days after submission, an official submission to the township, or the first consideration by the township.
Right.
So technically, your 90 days started at, I don't know if the PC workshop meeting is considered an official.
Yeah, we've debated this. It's either the workshop or the PC meeting. But
It's either the workshop or the
anyways,
PC. Yeah.
Either way, in this case,
got plenty of time.
yeah, this was submitted in May. It was in the May workshop meeting, the June PC meeting. So we're,
Yeah.
and it's tracking to be on the board here in
I'm hoping
June,
to get in
so-
front of the board,
yeah.
the June board meeting.
About 2 to 3 weeks from now.
To get conditional approval.
Sure.
I mean, we'll have to wait at that level then until sewage planning comes back, because with DEP, and this one requires a hydro study, just like we talked about in those other ones. And those DEP's taking a full 75 days to turn these things around now. And it hasn't even gone into them yet, because I've got to wait till the board acts on their part of it before it can even be submitted.
Right. Yeah, because there's a pre-application period, 1 to 30 days, and then it goes to a planning agency, which would be either Board of Supervisors or the Planning Commission. So, so when.
But
so
the
when
90
would
day,
the-
like I say, if the township gets a plan and they don't do anything with it, it just sits. After that 30 days from submission is when the 90-day clock then starts.
Would it be May 13th? Because that's what you have on,
That
No,
would-
because at that point we still have. Well, yeah, I guess if the township did nothing,
Right.
yeah.
so May 13th?
But we've run it through the process. So really, in my mind, it's the workshop meeting. That's when
So,
it's either the workshop meeting or this meeting.
so what date
you
is
know.
that, Bill?
The workshop meeting is,
It was like 2 weeks ago.
Well,
So
today
again,
is-
we're only about 14 days within
Yeah.
our 90 days.
It was the 27th,
Okay.
May
So
27th.
day one was May 27th, okay. And Mr. Hoover, you said it'd take about 75 days for the state to,
Yeah, the trouble with sewage planning, unfortunately, is that DEP is short-staffed, number one. Number two is they're still working remotely. So if things are taking the full time limit, and some of them are getting deemed approved because they're not even meeting the time limits. And they've started taking a nasty habit of doing denials if it gets close to the time limit, so they avoid the deemed approvals. So the trouble with denials means is I don't have to necessarily start from the very beginning, but I have to start the township from the very beginning through the approval process again.
really?
Yeah.
Because you can always file for an extension.
Well, not with them.
No, I mean, with the township.
Oh, yeah.
Once you get past that 90-day period, you can ask for an extension.
Well,
If necessary.
we don't ask for an extension, we grant the extension.
Right. Well, you know what I
The
mean.
township has to accept it. They don't have to honor it just because we say, hey, you guys worked more time.
Right.
You don't have to.
If you have a good enough argument, sure, definitely. Okay.
True. But if this plan was contentious and I'm running out of time and I say, hey, give me another 60 days to get this done, you guys are going to say, bad luck.
Okay.
Bad on you.
Yeah.
Anyhow, we
Okay.
digress.
All right, thanks for the information. Okay. And so the approval of the plan, is there a motion to approve the plan? And it's final minor subdivision plan, lots 1 and 3, Yoakum Town Road. Is there a motion to approve the plan?
I make a motion that we recommend approval of the plan so stated by Mr. Parsons. I'm sorry, yes. And that will also include the conditions set forth by the memo from Mr. Bill Rudy dated is that right, 2 June? Is that right, Bill?
Yes. And that includes updating what we talked tonight, notes 2, 3, and 4, and the fee and lieu note.
And that will also include the correction so noted with Mr. Hoover, that he will make the changes to the plan.
Okay.
Yep, I've noted those.
All right, is there a second?
And the addition of the other note, right? He's gonna put the addition.
Yeah, but that's in my memo.
Yeah,
Yes.
that'll, yeah. Mhm.
Any corrections that we brought up tonight or addition? Yes.
Yeah,
yes, Bill.
okay, just wanted to make sure.
Oh, sure. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, Jeff. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay, motion to adjourn?
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Okay, second?
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Opposed?